It's it's finally here. I am finally done with the Karate Kid franchise. One thing I will note is that the Minecraft movie is going to be next, but it was filmed before this episode. So this setup will kind of revert back to the older setup. But that doesn't really matter. So like none of the Tremors stuff will be there and it won't be as what I don't remember. I don't know. I reviewed that thing like a couple of weeks ago when it came out. But anyway, Cobra Kai Season 6 Part 3 is one of the greatest seasons of the entire Cobra Kai catalog, and is one of the greatest conclusions to a TV show I've ever seen. The Big Bang Theory at a close second. But man, I would lie if I said I still don't cry in certain scenes in this. I'm gonna knock something right out of the way. The best part of this season, the best conclusion, is the conclusion of John Kreese. He has the perfect, most beautiful character arc in the entire franchise. And it's even better to think into the history. Because he starts just this big douchebag and, this guy that we really hate, to now he's a good guy in the end. Yeah, so the best scene in this entire thing, it's not Johnny's victory against Wolf, it's not Miguel's victory against Axel, or Tori's victory against Zara. Those are all great. The best scene is the scene where Johnny and Kreese have a heart-to-heart in the final fight. Well, before the final fight. Well, not in the final fight. I don't know why I said in the final fight. But before everything, it's like the end of episode 13. And it's just beautiful. And that's probably just kind of the saddest scene of all of. Well, it's not the saddest. It's just the one that makes me cry the most. Which I learned a lot of scenes kind of make me cry in this. It's a great conclusion to everything. Yeah, Kreese he goes around, making sure, apologizing to everyone. He apologizes to Tori and then apologizes to the one he hurt the most, Johnny Lawrence, and it's so beautiful. And of course, he really redeems himself when him and Silver fight on the boat in the second to last episode, and it's a great fight. I mean, I've seen a better version edited on YouTube where My Way plays, but I mean, it's not like the original version isn't great either. So, so how it ends is Silver is over Kreese, and he's beating the shit out of him. He's like, it's all gonna be over soon. And, over next to Kreese, there's a little cigar, so he tries grabbing it. So, and eventually he grabs it, before Silver's able to go with one last punch, he sees, and he throws it over, and, Silver's like, no! And Kreese just says, mercy. And the cigar goes into some gasoline that was spilled earlier, and then, fire starts and explodes. A big explosion happens. It's worthy of Jaws 2. And it's great. I mean, they didn't decide to just make Kreese go out. They decided, let's make him go out with a bang. Literally. He goes out with a gigantic explosion. And I couldn't ask anything better. Rest in peace, John Kreese. I'm gonna guess somewhere in the 1940s to 2020. And rest in and burn in hell, Terry Silver. But yeah, I think that's like the best part. I just wanted to get that out of the way because it's easily the best part. But there's many other good things. So I've heard apparently some people didn't like the villains. Zara, Axel, and uh, the other guy, Wolf. But I think they are pretty good, conclusive villains. I don't know. I mean, they make. I mean, Axel's not like a dick, and he kind of has his own character arc. Even though he's only in 10 episodes, but he's fighting for Wolf and following his instruction. But then, he has this chance to break Miguel's back. Then he looks at Samantha and decides, it's time to start fighting for what I believe in instead of what this dick believes in. It's really great. And yeah, he just kicks some ass. Well, he gets his ass kicked, but he ends up losing. But I think he kind of wins in the end, because there at the end, he wasn't fighting for Wolf. He was fighting for himself and what he believes in. And honestly, he might have lost to Miguel and given Miguel his victory. But I think in the end, Axel won that. And he even tells Wolf off, which, I kind of wanted Axel to kick his ass, but I think it's good that he gets to kind of, tell him I fight for me, kind of Drago. It's just kind of what I wanted him to do. He's like, Wolf's like, you go break his back and just choke him out and like, I fight for me. But, that just rip off an entire from Rocky 4. But yeah, he tells him off and like, I'm embarrassed to be your student. But luckily I don't have to have that embarrassment anymore. And then, yeah. And Tori's victory against Zara is just great. Zara doesn't win shit. Like Axel, I mean, I liked Axel as the thing. He was the bad guy, but he's not a bad guy. He was always just the not gentle giant who, I mean, he had a soft spot for Sam, and that ends up giving Miguel his victory. But he always had heart. He can always tell he had heart. Zara's just a fucking bitch. Like, I don't give a shit about what happens to her. And Tori promised that she was gonna knock her teeth out, and well, she does. Yeah, it's so great when she finally just gets to kick her. She kicks her in the face, and her tooth fly, and you see blood fly out, and then she's this little thing, and it's obviously her tooth. It's great. And Tori's like, they were lying on the ground. Welcome to the valley, bitch. And yeah, that's probably the second most badass victory. Most badass victory is Johnny against Wolf. I mean, what better way to go out than have Johnny going on the mat for one last time? And it's a pretty good fight. Obviously he gets his ass kicked. It's 2-0 at the beginning. But then, Daniel, amazing speech for Johnny. Does defeat exist in your dojo? No. Does fear exist in your dojo? No. And I sure as hell know that pain doesn't exist either. So stop being such a pussy and get back on that mat and kick his ass. Which is just great. He totally gets Johnny hyped up by giving a Johnny speech. And of course it all ends with, he ends up defeating Wolf and Daniel comes over to Johnny with this award, and he says, "You're all right, Lawrence," just like Johnny did back in the day. And yeah, so overall this season's pretty good. I think some characters get sidelined a little bit. I would have liked to see Kenny a little bit more than we did, but that's the problem with a show like this, is they introduced so many characters that you're just gonna end up not. But I don't know. I feel like Kenny doesn't even really have a speaking role. I feel like he should have gotten at least something. But it's fine. I mean, like it's all good. And I mean, like Hawk and Dimitri, they're not really important, but they do end up going to Caltech instead of going their separate ways to MIT. But one goes to MIT, one goes to Caltech, and that's really nice. And maybe I've heard Hawk fell off after season 4, and it's like, well, the thing is though, is that season 4, I think Hawk's story was kind of finished. I mean, it's not completely finished. He still has more. There's still more story to tell with Hawk. I mean, even after. There's still more story. His story still goes on. But I feel like they had him, I think they had him perfect by the end of season 4. And he didn't really need to do much with him. And I think their use for him for the rest of the series was really great. I mean, he was just this nerd. He was softer than a baby's ass, like Johnny said. They turned into this big asshole. Then he turns into a badass and wins the All Valley. And I think that's just perfect. Like, he... yeah, so if he gets sidelined a little bit, I honestly think it was just because his story was done. But, yeah. But the most important characters are Samantha, Tori, Miguel, Robbie, Daniel, and Johnny. Hell, I even chose him. Even though he... I swore I turned off my emailing me. Because it's annoying to delete it every time. But I guess not. Because, yeah, you heard the doo-doo and the gingo. That was it saying someone replied to me on Reddit. And it was emailing me to somebody who replied to me on Reddit. I want only Reddit to tell me. I don't need my email to tell me. But, whatever. That's totally a distraction. Yeah. Was this conclusion perfect? Yes. I think it was. I don't know if others agree with me. They have anybody who disagrees with me? I mean, don't keep it to yourself. I would like to see why, you're, I'd like to see why you don't you didn't think it was a perfect conclusion. But, I thought it was perfect. I thought they went out on the perfect note. Also, I'm pretty sure the creators of Cobra Kai made a cameo at the end where they talk about making a show about an alternate 1985, and I thought that was really funny. But yeah, that is Cobra Kai, all of it. Now for the for the last part, a 9 out of 10. It was almost perfect. So yeah, the 4 9 out of 10s in this series was the first Karate Kid, Cobra Kai Season 1, Cobra Kai Season 3, and Cobra Kai Season 6 Part 3. I don't know, I think I might have said 8 out of 10, but I'm changing my mind. It's all 9 out of 10s. Those are your top 4 dogs of everything. Nothing, 5th place is probably not even, it's probably an 8. Maybe an 8.5. But those are your top 4 things. Karate Kid, Season 1, Season 3, and Season 6, Part 3. Now, how that all goes in order, I'd imagine Karate Kid comes first, and where you rank the rest of them. Season 3, Season 6, Part 3, Season 1, that's not final. If I ever do a ranking video, that'll be my final, because then I'll actually put thought into it. Right now, I'm just gonna... Anyway, so what am I gonna do? So, next video is gonna be a Minecraft movie, which was filmed a week ago, and because I had a bit of a schedule, well, just to me, I wanted to knock them all out. But the next time I do a series, I'm definitely going to do one season Venom movie, and I have an idea of what series I'm going to do next and how I'm going to do it, which is Stranger Things, and I kind of know exactly how I want to, do that, what movies I want to do in between those. But that won't be for a while. But what I want to do next, immediately after this, after Minecraft comes out, after I release that, I definitely learned my lesson from, well, let's just say I definitely learned my lesson from doing a series because, wow, that was a lot. That was that was 8 seasons of a TV show. And anyway, so what I want to do next is Predator and an Alien right after. So, I'll release the Minecraft review and then get right into the Predator franchise. So it'll be all the Predator movies, Alien versus Predator included, because, well, that's because I'm doing Predator first, that's mainly the reason. But also, I could say lore reasons, because Alien vs. Predator is canon to the Predator franchise, but not canon to the Alien franchise, which really bums me out. It's not like Freddy vs. Jason is only canon to Friday the 13th. It's... One second. I just want to find something. I guess not. I don't know. I don't know. It must have been something fell. Oh, it's this. It was this. That's what I heard. Anyway, yeah, so... But yeah, I like Predator better, and the movies I have watched, I haven't watched any Alien movie. Not even Alien vs. Predator. But I started the first Alien vs. Predator, but then never finished it, which, now that I have a review to do, I'm gonna finish it. But yeah, and the good nice thing is I have Disney Plus with Hulu, and they're all there, all of them. So it's like, what better excuse? Like, yeah, everything. All the aliens and all the predators. So yeah, I'll definitely do Predator first, but I'm excited to watch the Alien movies. I've heard some of them are good, and some of them are bad. But that's true with Predator too, I've actually, with Predator, I've only watched the good ones, and I haven't gotten to the not good ones. I've heard Alien vs. Predator is not bad though, but I never watched The Predator, never watched Alien vs. Predator Requiem, or Alien vs. Predator, which I guess are the three ones that aren't good. And I guess depending on where you see it, Predator 2 is not good, but I like it. But that'll be for when I eventually review that, which I'm going to assume Predator is going to come out tonight. And Predator 2 is going to follow it pretty soon, too. Yeah, but that's Cobra Kai. All done. The entire Karate Kid franchise till Karate Kid Legends comes out, and damn well I'll be reviewing that. That's all for this time. If you enjoyed, leave a like, leave a comment, and I will see you next time.